are back, and it's such a wonderful day. I mean, I love one day at a time because just listening to the stories of people and how they've been able to navigate through life with the challenges that they have experienced is always a way for us to be encouraged, always a voice that needs to be heard. And I believe that there is somebody who has tuned in this morning that will need the communication and the information that we are going to be channeling towards you today. And the title, or rather the conversation that we will be talking about today, is on bipolar disorder. I don't know how many of you understand what bipolar disorder is about, or what it even means, or the challenges associated with it, but we are in luck today because we have one Sammy Mboiyo who is with us and will be sharing his story. He's vulnerable enough to share with us what he has experienced, the challenges that he has gone through. But most importantly, I love that he is, really after creating awareness and letting people know, because I think these are issues that many families may be facing and not even aware. So definitely we're going to really benefit from this conversation. I just want to remind you guys that we are live on YouTube. So that means that you can follow through with the program and also share the link with a friend who you feel may need it. Do not hold back your feedback, any comment, any questions you may be having. You can just write them on the YouTube chat, or you can send it directly to our WhatsApp number, which is 0708 222 323. That is the number that you see on your screen running. So definitely do not hold back anything. You can send in your feedback. We'd be glad to have a look at it. But welcome once again. My name is Beatrice Nudi, and it's time for us to now delve into this conversation. Without much further ado, allow me to welcome my amazing guest who will be sharing with us his story with bipolar disorder. Karibu sana, Samuel.
Asante sana.
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Yes.
Yeah, and thank you for the invitation this morning.
Yeah, you're welcome. We did have a chat some time back, and you did mention that July was it Men's Mental Health Month?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yes. So we had that conversation, and even before we go so far, let me just allow you to introduce yourself, let people know who you are and what you do.
Okay. My name is Sammy Mboiyo, a mental health advocate in this country, and I'm also a salesman. I do sell jewelries, and I think by the end of it, I'll sell you some.
Okay.
Yeah, and I normally goes around in churches and studios,
Yeah.
advocating for mental health as a living testimony of bipolar mood disorder. And I was born about 30 years ago. 40 years ago. Pole.
Oh. I would have believed the 30, though. You don't look 40 at all.
Okay, thank you. 40 years ago, in a place called in Nakuru County, Elbagon, and that's where I grew up. I went to school like normal children. When I finished the primary school, I didn't proceed to secondary school. Okay. I think because it's what I was going through, and well, so I could not continue. Yeah. I stayed outside the school for long before I knew something was happening in me. And then one day, that is when it broke out. And after a feeling, after going to our dispensary in our local hospital, they could not rule out what was disturbing me. Yeah. They did a lot of misdiagnosis that time. Then I could be given incorrect medication. And it continued for a while before now it now started now showing this is a serious problem. And that's when I came to Nairobi, Mathari Mental Hospital, where I got my treatment up to date. Wow. So that is the journey we are going to share about, with the journey that I have gone, the challenges that I have encountered, so that people there, they can maybe mitigate at first, so that they don't reach where I reached. Yes.
And I think what I admire most even about your story is the fact that we don't have many men who come out to talk about mental health. I think with the African setup that we've grown up in, men have to be strong, and there's always this image. Nobody thinks that men could have any, mental health issues, but maybe just talk about the importance of addressing men's mental health with regards to what you have experienced.
Okay, like last week I went for my clinic. Then we were talking with my doctor how, like in Madari where I go for treatment, we have more wards for men than women.
Interesting.
And also he also told me that women tend to respond so well with medication that men. Another thing she told me that when men don't talk about it, it pains them inside than women. Women, they can talk. But this time I decided I want to be an exceptional. Come out, speak, and when I come out and speak about it, it helps. It is a way of healing because it's therapeutic.
That's true.
And the most important thing, I'll touch someone's life.
Yeah.
And it also gives motivation. So what I can say, men tend to shy away from talking what is bothering them and speaking out, which is a very big problem we have in the mental health space. Yes.
That is true. And I think we need more men to come out.
We need more men. Like now, mental health has gone to another level. I remember I was diagnosed properly like 20 years ago, 15 to 20 years ago. And I think I'm the one who started talking about mental illness. It was not so vocal like it is today. Now you can say we have NGO groups, they are coming out and talking about mental health. But when I started going to studio, I think people could just get more shocked. What is this? People didn't know there is mental illness. Like now, many people could misunderstand. They could say that I have taken my bangi substance or I have taken alcohol. They didn't know the way I was behaving when I'm unwell is a problem that need medical attention. So I told you I could be misdiagnosed. I could go fail. It even exhibit in physical. You can feel you have abdominal pain. Then not that you have a stomach problem, is because you are mentally unwell. Yeah, so they could give me the drugs that are not correct.
Yeah.
So that's also a problem, lack of proper diagnosis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also a problem that causes. But men, what I urge men today, if you have an issue, you come out, speak out, and you are going to get help. And it is will heal you.
Yeah.
because we will also feel not you are the only one who is going that.
That's true. That's very
There is a lot of people who has a problem, and you may think, and you may be the one who is even more stronger than them. You are going to give them hope. Yes,
that is true. It actually it's strength when somebody actually speaks out. It's not weakness.
It is strength.
Yeah.
It is strength. It shows how strong you are, because even like now when I come out a place like this, you see people saying, not all people will take it positively.
True.
Others will say, hey, you can go where umeenda kupeana story zako. Now are you not failing? So me, I say, I don't want to stigmatize myself. There is stigma by the people and self-stigma. So me, I decided before, because there is a lot of rejection and stigma in mental health, me, I will not stigmatize myself.
Yeah.
And that has made me to go to another level. Another thing, when you find you have a condition like this, there is things that you're supposed to do on a daily basis about medication. Medication is very important so that it can keep you balanced.
Yeah.
You see, like my condition is bipolar mood disorder, which like now I can share you the symptoms, what I go through.
Sure.
Like now you hear people, going around telling people that I want to be a president. I have a lot of money in the bank. I have a lot of energy that is not a good energy. So when you come to you, like you, Beatrice, I tell you, hey, I want to go and see Obama. Like sometime I was going around Nairobi telling people like that. You feel, they encourage you. Ukienda msalimie. So instead, they didn't take you seriously or ama waulize, what's wrong with that person? So that they help you. They'll msalimie and they go away. Most of the time I used to get into street. unachukua kitu ya mtu, you are beaten up. So something like that. Another thing, you feel that you have a lot of money in the bank, and that time you don't even have a shell in the pocket. You can say you can employ all these people in Kenya. You want to go to State House. When you are up there, that is when you are mania.
Wow.
You are mania. You are out of the reality. You are on your own world. So you feel you want to associate yourself with very big people around. Hey, you talk about ministers, you talk about those people, US, where you want to go. You talk of high places. But unfortunately, that's not reality. That is when you are sick.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So, and then when you are in depressive mode, because it has too extreme, you feel that now you are very useless. You don't want to take anything. You are worthless. You don't want to eat. You don't want to take to bathe. You just want to close yourself. You don't want to come out and associate with people. And then even I remember my parent was telling me, why are you different from other children? All the time you are doing this, you are closing yourself in the house. But little did they know I had an underlying problem. That's why I come out today as an individual and I grow up.
Yeah.
I take now my health seriously and I take my life now, it is mine, and now I can speak it out. And if I have a problem, I can speak it out. So those are the things that when you are high and when you are low, that's what you go through. Yes, sometimes even like now, when you feel like all these things you're experiencing, then you don't happen, you find out or you realize they are not true, you tend to commit suicide. You have that suicidal ideation.
Yeah.
Because now, hey, I was going to Obama, you are up there, you are feeling highly, then you say, hey, I'll go back to where I belong, to the street. You feel that you can commit suicide, you are not careful.
Yeah.
Yes. But all of 15 years in this journey of bipolar, I have gone up and down. Like for the last 3 years, I have not relapsed. My last relapse is 3 years back. And what I can say, medication help. And I took medication seriously. So back, I could get to the ward like every per month, like per year, like 3 times admission. Why? Because I could not take medication and I could not go for psychotherapy, which is very inclusive and very important in mental health.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, interesting. I mean, I'm really grateful even that you have really, dissected it for people to understand, because maybe these are things that people are actually seeing, in their families, maybe from their daughters or sons or relatives, even husbands or wives, and you may think that something is wrong, but not really even care to take the proper care that is needed. I think it's important that you have mentioned those symptoms. And maybe at what point did somebody maybe talk to you about seeking help professionally, or how did you get to the point of now going to Mathare and just really going to to seek that help that you knew you needed?
Okay, I'll share a very small story. When you are this disease is like an attack. It doesn't, you don't know your triggers if you are not so much keen on it. It just occur. So what happened one day, I went on my way doing my business. I get into a church. It was on a Sunday, a church like this. Then I found that the ladies were praying. I tried to sit down, but there was hard bag in the chair. So when I was trying to pick hard bag so that I can sit, I heard them say they thought I was stealing. That was in a church back, my first case. So I pleaded with them, I don't want to steal. They could not hear. So they took me to the security and I was taken to police station. There I was beaten because I was violent and I was high, meaning they could not understand me. And that's why you could hear the police saying, ati unajifanya wazimu, sisi ndio wazimu sana. So they could not say, hata kama niko wazimu, I needed medical help. What they were beating me and also treating me like a criminal, it is not the case. I stayed there. Then I was taken to police station. It was actually on Sunday. The Monday I was taken to court. Then when I went to court, I started singing to the judge and behaving like how Vioja Mahakaman people behave. I think you know that program. You used to know that program. Yeah. Then the judge told me, Samuel, are you schooling? Nikamwambia no. Nikaanza kumwimbia. I start singing. Okay, when I get sick, I sing a lot. I am so religious. So I started singing. Akaniambia, you are going to go to Mathari Mental Hospital. Then you are coming to sing for me more songs. That is when I went to Industrial Area Prison. And then after 2 weeks, I was taken to Mathari. That is when I radiated to Mathari the first time as a forensic person. Yeah, as a criminal. So I stayed in the forensic, in the maximum. I started my treatment there.
Wow.
And it goes like 3 months after that. My sister speak about the lady who has taken me to court. Akaniambia, my brother is a very good, honest person. He is not a thief. We have never seen him doing bad things. It's because he is unwell. The mother felt mercy and he withdrew the case. And I was happy. It didn't end there. Remember, at that time you don't have work. You don't have a place to stay. You are alone in Nairobi and you don't want to go back home. So me, I stayed here. But the thing is, I could not be productive in anything. Everything you could hear me work, I am unable to do work because I'm unwell and I'm not getting the proper treatment. Yeah. So it continued year in, year out. Most of the time I spend in the hospital than I spend at home. And even if I spend at home, I was doing nothing. So I don't know where I could be better for me. It continued. I tell now my dad say, we needed to go to Mathari to see a specific doctor, even if you are going to pay, so that you can get better. Because I know you can get well and work and continue with your life. Yeah. That's what happened. But my first case is what I got in Mathari. So Mathari became like a home. Getting admission every day. I could get into street, I sell my handkerchief because that time I started as a hawker. Then, because of those medicine have a lot of side effect, I'm selling when I'm sleepy. So it was a very hard life for me, but I continued. I tell for now 10 years ago, that is when I was told that I'm suffering from bipolar mood disorder, and it is a long-time treatment that need a lot of attention. Yeah. And I started my journey of my recovery journey there. Yeah. Yes.
Wow, that's really powerful, because even having to go to Mathari Hospital like that, you know,
yeah,
in that
so
situation, it must have been very difficult. And
it was difficult because you are unwell, you don't know the place, that is the first time. Yeah. And everything there was new. It was new to you. And I was very young. I could not comprehend anything what was going on there. Yeah. So it was difficult for me. And his experience, I could not want anybody to experience or me to experience again. Even when I am admitted, I feel like it's the end of the road. Yes, it is not a good place. Yeah. Because you go, you find you are put there, you don't have freedom, you don't no one to take care of yourself. Yeah. Which you can't even take care of yourself while you are there. It's not a good place. But me, I tell people outside there, if you have a person maybe who has those symptoms or those who have those signs, that instead of judging that person that he is naughty, they are not good, even if you are not doing well in school. Like me, I used to drop a lot of school because of mischievous. I could feel I'm not comfortable. So it started in a teeny. That's where it show its true color. Ndio inatokea sasa. Imagine that time in teenager age, you come to 21, that is when you're starting your treatment. And the treatment you are going to start is not the correct one. So it's like, it's bothersome. Yeah, it's not something that is pleasant at all. It's a hard experience.
Yeah. And I think we're going to take a short break, even as we digest all this information and testimony actually that you have shared with us. To our viewers back at home, I hope you're enjoying the show, and I do hope that you're learning a lot as well. So when we come back, we'll definitely now talk about the victory. We'll talk about him being able to rise up, talk about him now getting into this place whereby he's encouraging and also creating awareness in different churches and in different places. So definitely do stick around for that. Even for those who may be having bipolar disorder, I know this is something that you are relating to, which I think is a very good thing. When you listen to someone else say, I see you and I know what you are experiencing because I have also walked in those shoes. I believe it's something that encourages and also reminds you the most important thing at the end of it all, that you are not alone. So let's take a short break. We'll be back.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live. Join John Carson every weekday as he takes us on a journey through the Bible.
Whoever shall seek to save his life, if you go back to living for yourself, you're going to lose it. But whoever shall lose his life, give up his life for my sake, he shall preserve it.
Enjoy interesting, knowledge-packed, yet simple teachings through his humor and in-depth understanding of God's Word.
The last people that tried to put God in a box, literally, he rose again. He wouldn't stay in their compartment. If God was small enough for me to figure out, he wouldn't be big enough for me to worship.
Tune in to Hope TV for John Carson every 10 p.m., 4 a.m., and 10 a.m. weekdays on Hope TV, where you look and live.
I've actually been trying to find a balance. It's been really tough and hectic, but everyone says once you get a hang of it, it becomes better, and I don't know, but I'm hoping to find a balance soon because it's really been hectic. But you've been in the job industry for a long time, so I think you would know better. Sindio?
Huh? What time is it? I need to catch up on Leadership Forum. Do they have a radio here? Never mind. I brought my own.
No way. You can't be serious. Wait, why do you have a radio and you can just catch up with the shows on Hope FM podcast?
Really? Even Meet of the Word?
Yeah. I mean, you can find them on whatever platform, name it. AfriPods, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it.
But I'm not subscribed on any of them.
So no worries. You can just check out the latest episodes on hopemediakenya.org.
You can now listen to select Hope FM programs on your favorite podcast streaming platform or directly on our website, www.hopemediakenya.org. Listen and live.
We are back and definitely having a very insightful and also inspirational conversation on bipolar disorder. It is us, really, really purposing to do this one thing, and that is creating awareness. You may have seen these behaviors, you may have seen these things in a family member or in a friend, and sometimes we look at such cases and we assume things. We have all these myths and misconceptions, but I think if you have seen anything that is in line with what Samuel is sharing with us today, then it is just an indication that that person actually does need help. It's not for them to be condemned, to be taken to prison. It's not for them to be beaten, but for them to be assisted, to be taken to hospital and, being given the right medication that they need. And maybe now I think it's important for us to talk about the challenges, the bad experiences maybe you have had that people have misinterpreted. Maybe let's talk about that.
Okay, with this disease, there is a lot of challenges. One, that is stigma, rejection. Even if the family members, some are also reject you. Like now, even the villagers, like where I come from, I had a very bad name.
Yeah.
And not that I'm bad, because I'm mentally unwell. They could say that I want to leave their girls and I will ban them. So they could not allow me to come near them. Even the close relative, don't allow that Samuel to come here. Anaweza tuchoma. So hiyo ni kitu ilikuwa inaniumiza sana, because you find the people, even if, and I also lost a lot of friends. Nikikuja kwako Beatrice nikwambie I'm bipolar or I have a mental illness, that's the end of our friendship. So it's a very bad experience. You find most of the time you are alone, because no one who wants to say, they think I'm harmful, and I'm not. Yes. So those are the challenges. Another thing is the challenges of knowing which medication that works and which does not work for you. Before you get now to the one, utakuwa umepitia nyingi sana. Utakuwa umepitia injections, one after another, not working, not to mention the side effects, which are so many. You find yourself, you are adding a lot of weight, you are sleepy, like now in the morning you find someone working instead of, because you are drowsy, and also no one who can employ you. That's another thing. That's when I say, like, because I don't want to, I'm looking for a job, I work for 2 days, then I'm sacked, let me do my work.
Yeah.
That, I think, challenges are many. Another thing is about medication. Mental illness is expensive. So it is costly to treat. So you lack medication sometimes if you don't have money. And now when you go to hospital, especially like malaria, what you get, if you are given free, you can't be able to do anything because of its side effect. They make you to have a lot of a high appetite. All the time you are eating, or sleeping, you are so dull, you are like a zombie, and something that I didn't like. But I have gone through those. So when I started to get the good medication, is when I started also improving and getting better. So what I decided this medication, doctor told me, Sammy, unajua there is good drugs that can keep you in good health, but you don't have money. Because they have my history. They don't know more. No, what I'll do, I'll be buying for every day. So at times, I could go, I do myself, I go and buy medication for the morning, I go and do myself again for the evening, which I really liked. Then even after that, my side effects started becoming low, especially those of high appetite. And also I could not get so big. So imagine, like now I'm big and I'm taking doing a lot of exercise and taking the correct medication and also looking at my diet. What about those medication? I could be like 2. And there are those people, at when I pass somewhere, someone will notice that that person surely takes medication. Because unafulanga alafu unakaa kitu ingine. That was a very bad. It used to stress me, not the disease that I'm suffering from, but the what I'm going through, all the way I'm responding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another thing is about how the government can do something for us. About how we can get access to second generation medication. Actually, the best they are called second generation medication, because the first one are those who has side effect. When you go to Malari, because I do my biashara there, most of the time those are my loyal client. I found people wale tulikuwa now, like all that time I have been there, some are still there. They are there. Not that because they are so unwell, because they can't afford. Me, I will get to hustle and buy medication. I may go to talk in a church or a show like this, maybe someone see and cater for my medication for a month. What about those who don't have something to do?
Yeah.
That is a very painful. You are unwell and you don't have medication. That is a very big challenge. Another thing, and even maybe the parents, my parents could not afford that second generation medication. So they could look at me. They say, why are you are eating all the time? Those medicine are bad, but they could not do anything. So that's a challenge.
Yeah.
So the government, I think, should look mental illness in a way and put aside its budget by its own. Then you say this is for mental illness patients. They stock all medication in a place like public hospitals, all the counties. Then they put it a subside price. That's why I think it can help. And remember the last regime, we used to benefit so much from NHIF. Today, we don't. Like now, I could spend like 3,000 with NHIF as outpatient. Today, I don't. So I think the government should not also mess with mental illness. Because people are sick. So you hear people, huyu alijinyonga, huyu aliua familia, huyu amechoma watu, as they used to say. People are very unwell. And you see, not the people, the way they take it for granted, because unaweza kuwa ukipitia kwa street ama kwa matatu, unasikia watu wakisema, we umekunywa dawa, huyu tumemzoea tutampeleka Mathare. Not that because they know what goes on there. What about me who knows goes about them? That's stigma.
It is.
Is a name that they usually take it as a descriptive.
Yeah.
Huyu ni wa Mathare. Ama wanakuita Muguruki, ama tulimzoea. So bad things. Yeah, so that's a challenge for medication first. And I think like now in Mathare wards are full. Why? People are abandoned sometimes. If you are taken to Mathare or to hospital and you are not responding, or when you come out, you don't start, you'll go back there. Not once or twice I've been there, so many times.
Yeah.
Even there is a day my sister said, now you just go there and sit, we are not there. So you find umemaliza 3 months there, na hakuna mtu amekuja kukuangalia. And you are there, you don't have your freedom. It's only medication you are taking, then you sleep there the whole day. Yeah.
Oh my, I mean that's a huge problem. That's really a big problem.
It is a problem, and also the society should also come up. When they see someone who is unwell, you should not judge.
Yeah.
I think try to help that person. He is helpless. Me, I can tell you for sure when I'm in that state, me, I'm helpless.
Yeah.
Because if, like now, even you can undress, unaona unatoa tu nguo. How does it that make, okay, si kuoga naoga, si kuchange na change, but niko kwa barabara nimetoa nguo naenda uchi. Even there is a time I did that, Hapo Thika Road, I was going home. Okay, unatoa nguo, lakini people and say, okay, despite hata kama wanatoa nguo, let us know what's the problem. Tumsaidie. Do you know this? Wajamaa wa Nduthi na ninawagotea wherever they are. They are very helpful.
Yeah.
They came and assisted me. They started looking for my sister. They told me to dress. Then they taken me to Madhari. Yeah, sometimes those people who think can't help, they can. So I think government, I was happy last year, not last regime, because President used to talk about mental illness. That is the first time I had her be concerned more on mental health.
Yeah.
But this time, sijasikia mtu akiongea mambo ya mental health, but it is a big problem, I can tell you, from my point of view.
Yeah.
And the space, do not amount this space. So I know what is going on there. Yeah. Others people, you may go to private hospital, but how many can afford?
Very few.
Very few. That, when I was telling about NHIF, those people who come back to ward are the one who, when the NHIF cut its outpatient, they could not afford. So what happened? They relapse and get to the ward. So you see, when they get to in the ward, they are not productive. So ni kama pia nchi inarudi nyuma. Yes.
Ni kweli. And I think what is even the best thing about it is seeing how now you're coming out and talking to people about it. So maybe just mention some of the benefits of you seeking medication so far. How has the journey, been? How do you feel now?
Okay, I feel better every day, and that's why I came out as an advocate.
Yeah.
Someone who can say, I have passed through this, and can happen. It is true, you can get better. Like today, you can't know, my neighbor can't know that I'm unwell unless all the people in the street will not know Samuel is unwell. Unless I tell them when they see me on the media.
Yeah.
But kuniangalia nikipita kwa barabara hivyo, they will not. So we should, I have benefited a lot with medication, and the support I get from the people. They also is a good, because I have never lacked my medication, and I get motivated when people buy my stuff, like those jewelries. I have very nice jewelry. When people, they don't buy because they need so much, they motivate me to maybe to get medication to cater for my family and my upkeep. So with the correct and light treatment, and also early diagnosis, proper diagnosis, because if it's something you do for long, it's a long time disease,
Yeah.
So if it is diagnosed earlier, you have a chances of earlier recovery.
That's true.
It will not just affect you so much. At kurudi in your senses is taking the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good to take medication, to be active, also to look for something you can do. Do you say that work? I started when we were in Madhari. We could gather in a group. It was called a group therapy.
Yeah.
Then a psychologist was educating us, because it is hard for you people to be employed because of your condition. Why can't you go to Kikomba, buy some shirt and come and sell to people around? You sell for 50, you buy for 50, you sell for 100, as a way of empowering yourself.
Yeah.
Me, I decided I'll not do that, but I'll do something like that. I started with the handkerchief down there in Yamakima. Many at the time I could be arrested, taken to Kanjo. Then I had Barua from Madhari. I'm looking money to buy medication so that I could get lucky by then. I started, then I grow. Now I sell very nice jewelry that you can also wear, so they are quality.
Yeah.
And that one has helped me, because once I'm busy and I'm interacting to people, I think people who have bipolar need people all the time
That's true.
to talk to. And it has helped me to go to places like maybe here I am with you today. If I was not bipolar, sorry to say, maybe we could not have invited me to studio.
Yeah.
But me, what I know, from the way I see or from this space, there is a lot of problem in mental illness.
Yeah.
It may be bipolar, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia also. It is cutting across our homes, yes.
Yeah, and we definitely need to create even more awareness.
Awareness.
Yes, and I believe that someone is watching us this morning and maybe they feel even really stigmatized because of maybe they actually have been going through bipolar disorder and no one seems to see them or even understand them. What is that word of encouragement that you would give them? You can look at them through this camera.
Okay, what I can encourage the public there
Yeah.
is about stop stigmatizing people with mental illness, and also to understand, don't judge people. Ukiona mtu ametoa nguo, me I was helped. I don't know what they saw in me that they helped me. When you have a family member who has that problem, it's time to help that person. Listen to that person, and you may save lives. Save a lot. Okay, you don't need to do a lot for that, but listen to that people.
Yeah.
Take her to if he needs your help, don't go without helping that person. And above all, people who are suffering from any mental illness should not stop their medication unless the doctor say. But you should keep. Do you know why people start the medication? Because of stop because of side effect. So me, I weigh. I get unwell, or I become fat and healthy. I look for the best option. Yes.
Wow, that's really encouraging, even to the person who is watching. And maybe, would you say to someone who maybe feels as though, they are doomed or that the situation may never change, what can you tell them?
Okay, take a day at a time, and you start from somewhere. There's something I had forgotten very important. Self-acceptance. Kujikubali, I'm like this. What next? I'm taking medication. Yes. What are repercussions? Okay. Watu wanani reject, wanani stigmatize. Should I stigmatize myself because they have stigmatized me? No. You just pray. You pray God first. Mwambie akuponye as you take your medication, because I combine them. Me, I don't just take medication, I'm done. I combine prayers and my medication, and they have taken this far.
Yeah.
I'm doing so well in business. I'm able to cater for my bills.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful today. Today I'm very grateful. Yes.
Wow, that's very encouraging. And I think the most beautiful thing is you deciding to do something with your time, something that keeps you going and helps you to interact with other people. Yeah. Indeed, it's been a long journey, and I believe that even where you're going is far, and I believe that God will continue to use you as a mouthpiece. Amen. So that you will encourage even more people. With the few interviews we've had of people with bipolar disorder, they have really expressed the challenges that are there, people not really understanding, and most people just shutting off and not being able to talk about it. But I'm glad that you're one among the few who have decided to come out, be vulnerable, and talk about it and create the awareness, because through that, someone feels that they are not alone and they can seek the help that they need. Going to Madare, going to any mental hospital is not a bad thing, it's a good thing.
Yes.
Do it for you. Once you accept who you are, as Samuel has mentioned, do it for you. Go there, do your medication. God will always come through and he will provide for all that you need. Even for those medical bills, you can be sure that you will get the assistance that you need and require. So thank you so much, Samuel. Maybe before we conclude, you can share your contact, maybe for people who would love you to maybe talk to them, and even maybe want to buy some jewelry or anything of the sort. You can just share your contact. People can get in touch. Anyone with bipolar disorder who needs a bit of mentoring or just being talked to also, I believe, can benefit from the same.
Okay. Yes, I can share my contact. Thank you so much. My contact is 0715 855 002. 0715 855 002.
Okay.
You can reach me there. You can invite me to your church, to your school, or if you want to buy something from me, jewelry as a way of motivating me, you are most welcome. Yes.
Thank you. And allow me to just repeat that number again for those who maybe have not written it down. It is 0715 855 002.
Yes.
I hope I've gotten it correctly. So thank you so much. We've come to the end of the show, but I do hope that you had a good time and that you enjoyed the show as well. If this is an episode that you know and you know from the depths of your heart will benefit someone, do not hold back on sharing, because I believe this is information that needs to go out there. Let us create this conversation of mental health and mental illness and the awareness that comes with it, because it's important. It is very, very much important. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and kwaherini. My name is Beatrice Nudi, and remember, this episode imekuwa YouTube, so if you missed it and you're just coming now, you're just tuning in and we are done, don't worry. Enda tu pale Hope TV Kenya, Hope at Dawn, just write Hope at Dawn, you'll be able to get the latest in this very interview that we just did. So asanteni sana, thank you for staying with us. Bye bye.